cut out, so I want to check my playback as this is going on. Because I think I know what the problem was. I will announce once some people start to flood over here. So, nobody so far, but that should change within the next couple of minutes. So far, everything seems to be running a little bit more smoothly on this end. I'm checking on the other end right now. I think I might know what the problem was. Like I said, that's something I'm going to announce here in a little bit. Welcome back, man. Thanks for returning. I think I figured out the source of the issue. It's kind of a silly one, don't get me wrong, but it may be one that makes just enough sense to actually be reality. And I'm watching this very closely because I could have the same issue here within the next couple of minutes. I'm waiting for something to finish processing. The first video I was telling you about, the introduction to Avant-Garde, the upload is finished. It's just the processing. It's taking forever on this, and this is a problem I've been having with YouTube a little bit lately. In fact, I was concerned that the videos were just going to be cut in that like processing hell that sometimes happens on the site. Whenever I was first getting started yesterday, because it did it with the first video, it did it with the August Burns Red video, and then everything else kind of just has had the same little extra bit of processing time. So if I cut out at all, that's probably the reason why. And I'm thinking that the reason why the last one cut out, the last stream cut out, was because it happened right around 1:30, right whenever that new video was to go live, and right whenever it was to start to be distributed to all of you. So I don't know if that's an overwhelming of the servers of some variety, or what the hell is exactly the scenario there, but that seems to be the only thing that makes sense right now. That seems to be the only thing that really makes any sort of sense. So we're going to stick with that. As of right now, the video that's currently processing is not going up until, basically it has until 3 o'clock to get its ass done, is what I'm saying. So it has a little less than an hour in order to get done. As it stands right now, this is originally where I was planning to end the last stream. So what I'm going to do is to compensate is to kind of finish up what I was saying, and maybe go for about a half an hour or so. That way, between the two of them, it's an hour long like I initially planned. And I know that I left off, and for those of you who maybe didn't catch the first one, I was talking about the last couple of videos that are going to be going up for the marathon here, as we're coming very close to 22 hours. It'll be 22 hours at 2:30. So here in about 23 minutes, it'll be 22 hours in. The most recent videos that have gone up is we have an album review for the Alkaloid, for their album from earlier this year. Oh, excuse me. That one took a little longer than expected because it's a little bit of a longer album, and it's one I wanted to definitely give a lot of attention to. Plus, sleep deprivation is starting to really kick in. Though I'm starting to hit that moment right now where it's daylight out, and I've been going outside for breaks every so often, and it's kind of helping out a bit. But the video that just recently went up at 1:30 that I think actually crashed the stream was a message to Sleeping with Sirens and Falling in Reverse fans, which I'm going to also put a link in there to the old message to Black Veil Brides and Blood on the Dance Floor fans, to kind of link those two together, considering I've done a video of that variety on each of these marathon streams. And the one that's going to be the one that's going up right now is the it's an introduction to avant-garde metal, because I know some of you kind of wonder what that is, and it was actually something that was asked if I would do from a longtime friend of not only the of the channel, but also a someone who's kind of transitioned into an actual friend, and someone who's, you know, done a lot of stuff and read a lot of the literary stuff that I've written, and we've had a lot of conversations based around that. And avant-garde is one of his specialties, so he's going to be a tremendous tool, which I think in the future we'll probably hook up a little bit and maybe try to get some co-op together to talk about avant-garde in general, give it a little bit more of the exposure that it really sorely needs. And then after that, I was telling you about how I have kind of a thank you video for all of you, and that's probably going to go up right around the time whenever the stream goes, whenever we hit 24 hours. And for those of you who are unaware, there's a playlist now over on the channel page that has all of these videos in one place. Very, very critical tool. You can share that playlist just like you share any video. That would be what I would recommend to any friend that you know that perhaps didn't have the opportunity to check out the stream. Either that, or that will be what I'll try to share. That way everybody can see the videos that perhaps they missed, because I know that YouTube and Facebook isn't exactly the best at distribution. The thank you video is basically thanking you for supporting me over the past 4 months, considering it's been a bit of hell. It gets a little bit personal, but there's a moment in there that will just, it's almost like a mood killer. It's weird because you kind of get all personal, and then this comes in and kind of just thrusts you back on your heels a little bit, and you think, well, he's not changed, you know, he can't stay personal for that long. I got a buddy with me right here. Oh, hello, buddy. I got Mittens here with me. So he's going to be my my little co-pilot here. And then the announcement that actually was going to be stream only. The announcement is that for one time only, you're probably getting cat butt. You can probably see cat butt right now. Cat butt. One time only, I'm going to kind of go against my philosophy about streams and leaks and stuff like that. And I think it's simply because it has been it's been available for a long period of time, for one, and for two, it's also just something that I've wanted to talk about for a while. And we're getting really close. We're into July now, and this album comes out very, very soon. We are going to officially close the book on 24 hours of Cover Killer Nation by reviewing the new Between the Buried and Me album. We're going to do it. I know I was talking about it and kind of really debating about it last night, and so I think it's just going to happen. That's going to be the way in which we. That's going to be the way that we end it. And I find it hysterical. 99 times out of 100, Mittens over here is exceptionally loud. He has Siamese in him, as I told you before in the first part of the stream. And yet anytime he's on camera, he is just the calmest cat. It's kind of crazy. And I've tried to record with him in the room before, and he has a problem with getting into things and kind of knocking them over. And it's a bit of a disruption to the playback. I don't know how many of you guys watch Let's Plays or anything like that, but there is one Let's Player that I used to watch that that had cats that were in the background every so often. That's Northern Lion. He did a lot of stuff for The Binding of Isaac and The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I used to watch a video of his just about every day, but I have since pretty much stopped, considering I found the experience of learning everything in that game kind of more fun on my own. And I've tried video games, by the way, on this stream, and the playback quality is awful. I mean, it's really bad. I'm not a fan of it. I tried it with I tried it with games that were not even all of that intensive. So it's probably on my end, as opposed to being on the end of On YouTube, it's probably all me. I probably have to toggle with settings and learn things, but yeah, learning. Not exactly something I want to think about right now is learning, because all I want to think about is sleeping. So yeah, we're going to finish off with the Between the Buried and Me. That's probably going to come later on this evening. So the last actual video of 24 hours of Cover Killer Nation is going to come probably well beyond 24 hours having eclipsed. I'm looking at maybe like, I don't know, 7 o'clock, so about 5 hours from now. And you're going to slide off and it's going to be hysterical. But that's kind of my plot. That's kind of my plan for the last couple of videos here in this marathon. Thanks to everybody who has been a part of this. I'm immensely appreciative to all of the views, to everybody who has commented, to those of you who have stayed up with me, and things like that. Thank you to you too, Mittens, considering you've been a joy over the past 24 hours. You could have been a little loudmouth. In actuality, he was running around like crazy right outside the door. Pretty deep last night. We're talking like about 4 a.m. and and I was in the process of getting some stuff together to record, and I thought, man, this is going to be, you're going to hear this like crazy, but like the moment that I recorded, it's almost like he knew and he stopped. I don't know. He's a really, really good cat, and he's my buddy. He's my mascot. He's the heavy metal kitty. Right there, Mittens. Right ahead of you. There you go. There you go. Say hello to yourself. Who's that on there? Oh my gosh, you look great. Like I just have this random like little cat there just hanging out. Real briefly before I kind of get back to the last couple of videos. In fact, the only one that I really have to record as of right now is the I have to do the playback and the recording and everything of the New Between the Buried and Me album. I know that we really didn't talk too much about really obscure groups that are out there. During this 24 hours of CKN, we really didn't go back into the past all of that much with the stream. And I think the reason why is because in 2013, there's a lot of reason to do a ton of album reviews, because there were about 4 different big name releases that were coming out. There was Attila, there was Queensryche, there was Amon Amarth, and there was Orphan Land. This year, it was really just Jungle Rot and August Burns Red. And I know we went back to 1983 and talked about Show No Mercy by Slayer, but I really wanted to dig a little bit deeper into my collection. But I was starting to think, as I was really kind of beating myself up about that, that's kind of the point of 10 Awesome Songs. That's kind of the point of CKN's favorite albums. It's kind of the point of any discography reviews that we may do. And I know I keep saying that the Rush discography review is coming back, and it will be. There will be some moments where I'll be looking for something to post in the next week or so, since I won't have Between the Buried and Me, for one. I would like to get a couple more of those done. I'd like to at least get up to the 80s material before we really get into the busy portion of July, which is coming. And I also know that by the time we make it to August and September, God, it's going to be a train wreck to try to get stuff done that's not album reviews, because there's so many great things that are coming out. Riverside has just added themselves to the fold in September. So it's now becoming an even larger thing, and there's even more that are involved. And I'm sure that as the summer drags on, there's going to be even greater numbers that are going to come into that, and there's going to be others from the rock spectrum, and also maybe even the hip hop. Or I kind of wanted to touch the new Miguel album, but I'm just not going to get to it. That's pop. That might be something I just kind of do for fun, you know, a day or two after all of this, you know, maybe on Thursday or Friday. Though I really do want to take a little bit of time to sort of recoup from all of this. I don't necessarily want to jump right back into my traditional and typical schedule. I think last year I took about a week, or not last year, 2 years ago I took about a week, and that was too much. Getting back to it, I almost felt a little bit pressured. I don't want to take that long, but I also don't want to jump right back in, because then I'm not giving myself a chance to recoup. I'm not recharging the batteries, and I can very easily become very droll and kind of nonsensical, either that or something very. It starts to become the same old song and dance. I really love doing that, and I can't really see the chat from here, even though it's right in front of me because the sunglasses are not like prescription or anything, so I can't see shit right now. I'm gonna switch up. I'm switching up to the spectacles. But yeah, User02. There is a new My Dying Bride in September. I posted the album art on the Facebook group, and it's an adjustment. But I don't want to come right back. I really enjoyed doing the 5 reactions to a band breaking up video because it was kind of a short little fun project. It wasn't something that was, a 10 to 15 minute long video that was going to be edited over the course of like an hour or so. Instead, it was one that was handled, I think, in about 15 to 20 minutes. And it was also one where any stupid idea that I thought of, I just decided to do whenever it came to that. And I really like the result. I kind of want to do a couple things that are like that, that's a little bit more based around some humor. Of course, now he leaves after I put my glasses. I can lean forward. I'm just going to keep these on. I would like to do a couple things like that in the future as well. Obviously, as new ideas come to me, that idea has actually been with me for a couple months. So I'm glad that I finally got the opportunity to do that. And so that's just sort of how it goes. The new Black Dahlia Murder is coming out. You're absolutely right, Ivan. And I'll be talking about that 100%. I would like a new Moon Sorrow album, by the way. Moon Sorrow. I would really like a new one. That would be great. That'd be fantastic. Cheers from America, Nikita, by the way. Finland is a place where I would love to visit sometime. That'd be really cool, actually, now that I think about it. It'd be really cool to do videos from other locations. And I don't mean like I'm doing a video from outside of my apartment like I will be, here in a little bit. What you guys will see is actually out on my porch. I'm talking like other places on Earth, like kind of like whenever I did the vacation message from Cover Killer Nation last year from Clearwater Beach, Florida. I like to do them from some different countries, either that or just some different locations within the United States, and even do actual videos and such. That'd be really, really great. And that's actually something that through this new job that I'll be doing, if I really bust my tail, could be a potential thing. There's a little bit more of a financial security option here where things will look a little bit brighter as opposed to, pouring a lot of sweat into something that, is really, really cool to do considering what I do here on this channel, but was really paying peanuts. Somebody mentioned the Porcupine Tree discography. Tom Hanks. Mr. Hanks, I love your work. I love Castaway. I love Forrest Gump. You're an amazing actor. Did not realize you were a Porcupine Tree fan. My name is Forrest Gump. I watch Cover Killer Nation on YouTube. I really wish Jenny were still alive because we'd watch it together and we'd laugh at how stupid he is. Lieutenant Dan, Cover Killer Nation has a brand new video on YouTube. Lieutenant Dan. Ashley's not here, person outside. Anyway. The Porcupine Tree discography will come, and whenever that happens, it'll be pretty quick. It'll be pretty quick. I think whenever I do that, it's going to be bam, bam, bam. So I'm going to have a cleared out space for that. I know there's a lot of albums to it, but I also know that I've listened to a lot of those albums enough where I could probably do it in a week's worth of time, similar to whenever I did the Up the Irons Iron Maiden discography back in 2010. Clearly, Tom, I shouldn't quit my day job to be a Tom Hanks impersonator or a Forrest Gump impersonator because that was pretty bad. uh, and of course, you know, I eventually want to do a Slayer discography as well. That's another thing that I was talking about doing, and I almost feel like that would be one that I could handle in 4 days if I had 4 days available to me and just powered through it. I know that doing like the Avenged Sevenfold discography earlier this year, trying to do discography in a day was just ridiculous and out of the question. Like once I got to the last video, it was done. You know, I was gone. I was gone, man. It was crazy. So we'll see how all of that pans out and everything like that. Because like I said, once we get a little bit deeper into this month and into August and September, there are going to be so many albums coming out and so many different things that are coming out that it's going to be a little bit more difficult in order to really do things like that. So they're on the back burner for now. It's been a really good time for music, though. You know, I would rather talk about this stuff that's coming out, that's upcoming, because the Rush albums, for example, will always be there. The Porcupine Tree albums will always be there. The Slayer albums will always be there. Phil, to answer your question, I have not listened to a full Fall Out Boy album in a long ass time. And I really didn't enjoy the experience that much back then. I think it was From Under the Cork Tree I listened to. But I heard that a lot of people were kind of like wavery about, oh God, I can't even remember the title of it now. Not the one that just came out in January, but the one that came out before that had My Songs Know What Yours Did in the Dark. I can't think right now. Sleep deprivation's kicking my ass. I don't know. Like, I just, whenever it comes to that group, I hear one song that's halfway decent, and the rest of them just don't do anything for me. They really don't. They don't strike me as all that innovative or all that unique. I haven't heard the track the Sword released today. I haven't checked out the new Soulfly song. I think it's Soulfly. It might be Sepultura. I don't know. Something about we sold our soul to the metal. That stuff, unfortunately, I'm going to have to miss. That's going to be something I will have to miss. But whenever the Sword's new album comes out, and that's coming out, I think that's coming out June or not June, but July or August. So it's coming soon. Whenever those albums come out, I'll definitely touch base with them. Save Rock and Roll. Thank you, that album reviewer guy. You're right. Giant Squid. There is an amazing band with that name that I mentioned briefly in the upcoming video, which will be posted at 3 p.m., which is an introduction into avant-garde. I am a huge fan of Giant Squid, though I haven't listened to them in quite some time. I really enjoy the group. I think their album from 2009 was one of the first like positive reviews that I did on the old Cover Killer channel. Oy. Revocation, I believe that I did review that. I can't remember. At the end of the day, we're going to be coming close to 1,400 videos on the channel. And, yeah, it's crazy. Morning Pyre, thank you very much for being a long-time viewer, long-time watcher. Much respect to you guys. Much respect to you and to everybody else who's in the chat for doing what you do and supporting this channel. It is not at all about me. It is all about you. I can just I could sit here and talk to myself essentially and have nobody listen, and it would be no different than whenever a camera is not rolling, because that's just me, you know. I'm constantly kind of conversing with myself in my own head, just like we all kind of do, you know what I mean? So you guys are the reason why this is what it is, and you guys are the reason why that you guys are the reason why we're going to continue to get bigger. You know, I can only do so much whenever it comes to promo. I don't know what you guys have available to you. I know some of you guys have websites, some of you guys have affiliations, some of you guys have probably friends lists that are 20,000 times longer than mine. You know, you guys are the reason why we are here. T-Ball, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I remember that I listened to one Dead Sarah song, "Rock and Roll Corner," and it was kind of just okay. You know, I haven't heard much aside from that. I haven't listened to much from the Berserker, unfortunately. Death Metal Maniac '96. Brent Hines saying that he fucking hates heavy metal. Whatever, Jason. Whatever. You know, that's whatever whatever he wants to say. And I have to say, Cave War Metal Party. Whenever I look at your name, I immediately think in my brain, and maybe it's sleep deprivation, it's Cave Woman Party. And that would be really, really cool right now. Like, I'm just imagining all of the cave women, or, you know, the big butchy Amazons from Futurama surrounding me, all demanding snoo snoo. Nobody's as pretty as y'all, Jenny Tom Hanks. Oz the Sound Chaser, no. I had no idea that my reviews have been featured on Rate Your Music. That's pretty cool. Am I ever going to do that Death Grips review? Son of a bitch. Wow. I hope. I hope one day it happens. Oh, man. If I destroy this, I apologize, my friend. Roronoa Zoro? India, man. Very cool. Very, very cool. Hails from America. Hails from America, man. Morning Pyre, you're talking about SEO optimization. I actually have a there's a tool with the group I'm affiliated with that does have that available. It's not something that I've employed because, for the most part, that is something that is handled on an individual basis, and doing that for 1,400 videos is kind of a chore. However, it is also one where a lot of times if you type in an album review or something like that, thanks to you guys and actually giving this channel the exposure that you do, it's one of the first ones that pop up. It's one of the first ones that pop up. Man, baby metal has more musical value than all emo metalcore bands out there. You know, the funny thing is, I should chuckle at that, but it's actually kind of true. It's actually kind of, and it's more so just a diversity idea. I think it's more so what it is. They're more diverse than the metalcore stuff that's out there, because metalcore and some of the emo stuff and the post-hardcore that a lot of people talk about really stick to one musical idea and musical trait, and really make that their own and make that their thing. Whereas baby metal, whenever you listen to that album, there's a lot of different things that are going on in there. There's a lot of things that are going on in there. So there's that. Oh, man. Well, I know one thing. I know I can continue this for another couple, another little bit of time, because once we get closer and closer to 3 o'clock, I know this son of a bitch is going to, this is going to cut out. Since it did that before, whenever it was processing the last video that went up. For all the newcomers that have come in, thank you so much for being a part of 24 Hours of Cover Killer Nation. We are now on a downhill stretch. We have 2 hours left. We have a video that's going to be going up at 3 p.m. J Gerard's 99. I don't. A new video that's going to be coming out at 3 p.m. Then we'll have another one that'll probably be right around the time that we will have hit 24 hours. It'll be a thank you video to each and every one of you, so you're definitely going to want to tune in for that. Sanhedrin, as of right now, T-Balla is not a band at the moment. they encountered some issues within their camp, and it's not really a personality thing or anything like that. It was more so monetary and stuff like that, as far as I remember from talking with some of them. So unfortunately, there's nothing right now, but there's been interest that has been expressed about trying to get something together again in the future, which I hope happens. Oh man, the Math Mog, I thank you for those great comments. It's fantastic. Possessed is great. Mr. Hanks, sir, the green shirt is not associated with the new job. It's, in fact, this is the Severe Weather Alert team. My dad got this while he was at a radio festival for amateur radio or ham radio buffs in Dayton, Ohio a couple years ago. And I used to chase. I used to chase storms without a camera because I was a one-man team. So he thought that I'd enjoy the shirt, and of course I do. I love it, man. There has never been a video that I have the album playing in the background, Glass Metropolis, and the reason for that is actually something that's semi-relevant, considering yesterday, or it was 2 days ago, I found out that I actually had a third-party match claim on my Periphery video from January from BMG Music. And it was stating that there was music playing in the background, and there was not music playing in the background, and I made that very clear to them. And so yeah, that's kind of it's a little bit of bullshit, and it's one of the main reasons why I don't do that, because I know that that is something that can happen, and it happens all the time to individuals. You would think with heavy metal and with groups like this, the exposure would be something that everybody would want, and you'd also think that with all of the different YouTubers out there that have full albums on there, that would be something that you'd want, but it's not. It's not. So I had to actually file a claim on that, and already I've won. It didn't take very long. So I'm thinking that somebody actually from YouTube watched the entire video and was like, okay, these fuckers are just being douchebags. And Mike Dean, I need to have a word with you, sir. I'm sorry I didn't email you back. On a scale from 1 to 10, how tired am I right now? By that statement alone, it's about a 9.5. Secondly, the two individuals that I knew at Wesleyan that may have been your students, one of the two was Michael Murphy or an Austin Kreitzer. Both really, really solid gents, great guitar players. We were trying to get something together while we were down there called Paradigm, which I think actually lived on a little bit after I graduated because I was older than them. And so, yeah, that's who it is. But really glad to see you in here, man. Really, really glad to see you. Mike Dean, for all of those who are wondering, there's like a 6 degrees of separation between he and I through some gents that I jammed with whenever I was in college. He's actually a beast of a guitar teacher from the reputation that those two gentlemen have kind of indicated to me. So there you have it. Yeah, solid gents. Yeah, some solid gents. Moon Sorrow. That's okay. Mike was your student. Yeah, Mike. Oh my gosh, that man. I forget what he's doing now. He's a scientist of some variety, and I hope he still shreds like a beast, man. I really hope he's stayed with it. So thank you again to Tom Hanks down there for saying that because of me he has discovered Porcupine Tree. You're welcome. I think you would have found them eventually, but I'm glad that I'm able to do that. That's one of my favorite things about doing this is not really having you guys say to me, you know, thank you, you're the reason why, blah, blah, blah. But it's actually just the idea that you can kind of see how it affects somebody else whenever you expose them to a band that they end up falling in love with. Raw Man, I did go to West Virginia Wesleyan. It was in West Virginia. I have a feeling that if you're going to say 20 minutes from there, you went to Alderson Broadus or Alderson Broadus. Theater of the Sun is pretty much dead right now. I think one of the big reasons why that is the case is because I just didn't up it nearly enough. I thought that I had enough to really satisfy the need for a second channel, but I just don't have the time or anything like that. So if it happens, then it happens. But if it doesn't, then I'm not going to necessarily, lose that much sleep over it, I guess. What was kind of funny is that I thought for a while that I should just make a secondary music channel for rock stuff and stuff that wasn't metal, but that's really kind of stupid. It's really kind of silly because it's going to come from the same place, the same location, and all of that. So there's no real reason to attempt to differentiate there. I've never been to Italy, and the Greece situation is very interesting based around the fact that they finally got that bailout handled. The whole entire economic stability of this world right now is still in some dire straits. I mean, there has been recovery that has taken place, but there's still a lot that needs to be done. And really, as an overall society, we need to kind of take an active interest in something of this variety. But what it also should really encourage us to do, especially those of you who are younger in the audience watching me right now, is that you should be encouraged to go into these different positions and these different subsects of life that really have a direct involvement in these types of things, whether it be economic stability, whether it be trade relations, whether it be environmental protection, whatever it might be. Whatever your interest is, whatever your passion is, you bleed it, and you make sure that your intentions going in are to do the maximum amount of good, to do no harm, do what you will, and also aim to not just satisfy yourself, but to also help the collective. Because we are a global society right now. We are a global society right now. And it's just a fantastic, fantastic opportunity that we have as a global society now to really do something phenomenal with it. And it seems like the minute that this has occurred, and the minute that we've become a global society, everything is kind of, we don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to handle it. Spiderhouse says, do you believe in the supposed worldwide economic crash that's coming, the fall of the dollar, etc.? America is a country that I could talk about for a long period of time, not just because I live here, but because there are a lot of things that are happening within this country that need fixed and need repaired. And Spiderhouse brings up another great point about the Trans-Pacific Partnership. But I'm going to say something about that here in just a moment, okay, about the Trans-Pacific Partnership. Davis and Elkins, Grawman, okay, well, that's cool, man, that's cool. I saw a lot of people, and this was something I didn't get to include in the video about the legalization of same-sex marriage, and I never did talk about the whole Confederate flag situation because I thought it was really fucking stupid. But if this shit keeps up, then I might just get so damn mad that I say something about it because, for fuck's sake, it's cloth, for one. There is a lot of representation and symbology that is behind it. But I also agree with the fact that it's not something that should be... If it's something that's bothering people, it's not something that should be 100% displayed. You should respect other people. And that's not liberal agenda. That's not even conservative. In fact, it's the furthest thing from being conservative. But it's not based off of agenda, it's based off of respect. We need to make things a little bit less about whether it's liberal or conservative, whether it's Democratic or Republican, whenever it comes to opinions on matters like this, and just examine the idea of respect. And I understand the whole idea of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And if somebody's pursuit of happiness is hanging a Confederate flag where people can see it and be offended by it, then their pursuit of happiness needs a little bit of retooling. You know, the pursuit of happiness is something that is an implied idea that is nice whenever it comes to the theory that everybody is able to really chase their own dreams and everything like that. But whenever you get into cut and dry specifics, whenever you get into the cut and dry specifics of what people will do and how far that they will take things, that's whenever the hairs get split and the idea doesn't become that good of an idea anymore. And Spider House, you went right where I was going. People saying that that was a distraction. I think we are becoming a little bit more aware right now, since we are a global society that's interconnected through these wires. I think we are becoming a little bit more aware right now that major events are happening almost all the time. You know, big leaps forward and backward both are being made on a constant basis. And it's up to us to really differentiate. And you know what has really kind of hurt us as a society? And it's so fucking cliche. It's so fucking cliche. 9/11 really caused a lot of this real thoughts toward deception and conspiracy theory and thinking that everything is connected because there's this evil, sinister idea, this art of the sleight of hand, the hidden hand philosophy that actually has been around since the time of Nixon, and before that with the CIA, with J. Edgar Hoover. There's been a lot of clandestineness that's been within the government and within the United States and American society for over 100 years. And of course, before then, there were secret societies. It's something that's always been a fact of life. But now it's something that we think about on the constant because it's something that seems to always encourage thought. And the encouragement of thought is fine. But for the people that are actually going to benefit from the decision that was rendered last Friday, for the people who now it feel like a fight that they have been waging and been a part of and suffering from for years, for some of these folks, decades, is now finally over. I just dislike the fact that people want to ruin that by saying that it was purely a smokescreen. So what? If it was a smokescreen, then whatever. It was something that was going to happen. It was something that was going to sadly occur. You know, and the sad part is that we are only as powerless as we are designed to be. We are a society that is a global one, and we need to build toward a better tomorrow. And a lot of us don't know how to do it. I try to do it from the most basic of levels. And the basic of levels is just basic respect, basic love for other people, showing a little bit of basic care, showing a little bit of common decency, like I do with this little guy right here. You know, I touch noses. That's like our greeting. It's like our hello. Sometimes he gets into the cords that are underneath it here, and I have to tell him no and put him outside for a little bit. But no matter what happens, he always comes back, and I would always come back to him. If he ever knocks something over, my first thought, my first concern is not what he knocked over. It's whether or not he's okay. And that's what it is. Not all people are going to think the same way. And the world is never going to be possible. World peace is a pipe dream. But even if we are getting butt fucked by the system, even if we are getting reamed by everything from taxes to the FCC and everything spying in on our calls. Just do what you can to be happy in your life, and you'll be just fine. You will be. Just do what you can to make yourself happy. Respect other people, and don't settle. Don't settle for the basics. Well, we have just a couple of minutes here before I'm going to have to disconnect. That way this stream doesn't get all wonky. It is a nice cat. This is my buddy. This is Mittens. But I want to just take this moment in time to thank you guys so much, not only for sticking around for the 24 hours of Cover Killer Nation, for coming onto this stream right here, but I think more importantly than anything, whether you've been a member of the Cover Killer Nation for just 24 hours, or whether you have been here since video number 1 all the way back in 2010, I love you for that. That is something that is so important to me and so magical to me. Blows me away every single time I think about it and consider it. I will eventually hear Saint Asonia, Mr. Eagle Wolves. I get distracted because this is good stuff. You're getting tired. You're closing your eyes. Let me tell you something, buddy. You sleep 18 hours a day. I don't. On a regular day, I'm lucky if I get 6 hours because of you. And this past night, I've not slept at all. That's okay. I forgive you. Because you're just being a kitty cat. I love that. Because you're awesome. But whether you guys have been a member of the nation for, like I said, 1 day or for 5 years, I'm so thankful. I'm so lucky. I am so 100% fortunate to have you guys take a part of this and be a part of this, and for all that you guys do whenever it comes to sharing everything around, whenever it comes to telling new people about the channel, encouraging them to check it out. I'm thankful for that. I know that I say keep doing that. I know that I probably sound a bit like a pushy little child that wants to be class president or something like that. But I'm just incredibly, incredibly thankful for all of that. Keep it up. Like I said, fan funding is still running, and it will be running even after 24 hours of CKN, because it's going to be a fixture on that right-hand side of the screen of the channel page. If you give, I will be floored. I'll be floored. It's not a necessity, but if you do, I will be thankful once again. I'm constantly thankful for you guys. I am constantly 100% thankful for you guys. And the Math Mog 93, happy days are exactly what the past week and a half has been for me. That has been, you know, for the first 4 months of not having work. For that whole period, I was mired in a lot of self-doubt. And within the past week and a half, it has been just literally, it's like a complete reversal, a complete turnaround. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and Mittens, since you're right here in front of me, you are very comfortable right now, but I'm going to be the biggest bastard on earth, unfortunately, Mittens. I'm going to have you move here in a second, because, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, stream number 2 from 24 hours of CKN, nice tonsils, Mittens, has come to an end, has concluded. This channel is only awesome, by the way, Giant Squid, because you guys are awesome. The end. I am going to lift you over here. You're connected to my shirt. You just love me that much. You ripped my thread out. Oh, my God. Oh, well. So I end you all with this. For all the people who are out there that says that this music sucks and theirs is more superior. For all the individuals that listen to garbage, that think that Taylor Swift is actually a prize for this generation. Well, some of them may actually have a point. Let's face it, Taylor Swift is somebody who has really revolutionized what it means to be a little bit different and cross over from country over to pop. Oh man, such a huge deviation. Jordan Griffith, I'm sparing you all of this because, like I said, I respected 1989 and I respect you, buddy. I'm not even sure if you're in here, but if you end up watching this, know that I love you like a brother from another mother. But whenever it also comes to all the haters that are out there, I'm not going to say fuck them because, let's face it, we're hearing that from every Tom, Dick, and Harry out there. But all I have to say is that bad music kills people. Bad music creates voids within the soul. It creates harvesting piles of ants and maggots within the mind, and it's something that needs to be eradicated. With that being said, though, there's a ton of good music out there. There is an absolutely ton of good music out there, and that sentence was retarded. It is dangerous to go out into this world that we just spoke about for the last 20 minutes of this alone. It is dangerous to go there alone. These albums that I review, these songs that I offer, these videos that I make, I offer you. Take this. That way, hopefully, wherever the journey may lead you, you will at least have great tunes for the journey to that destination. Thank you and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Davey Vanity's still a rapist, in my mind. Just throwing that out there. So there's a guy from Journey, apparently. Ugh. Ended this a little racy now, didn't I? Surprise, motherfuckers. Peace.